if they join, for instance, Rhode Island National Guard. So if you're in the National Guard like myself, down at Quonset, you can go to school for free. The state will pay you.
University of Rhode Island?
University of Rhode Island College, and then the 4 campuses of CCRI.
Oh, you can go for free.
You can. The state will pay for it.
And you help those guys get that paperwork in order.
There are a lot of different people that are in that chain of command there. We have the VA that has a program now. It's a fairly new program. It's called Vet Success on Campus. And Michaela Black actually leads that program. She's the state coordinator for that. And she does more of the VA benefits, and she's working for the VA. What our organization deals with is we're more focused on that peer mentorship. To have that group, to have that camaraderie among the veterans and the military members, young or old, to really to give them kind of a home away from a home, or give them that group and that mentorship that they need. So in each campus, we look. Right now we're at all 4 campuses of CCRI. There are some group leaders that we have in different campuses as well. And our goal is to, by the end of this year, have some kind of small group, a mentorship group. We call them the Student Veterans Organizations, to have those organizations on every college campus across Rhode Island, to be able to offer one, outreach to gentlemen that are not utilizing their benefits, and then also the benefits we talked about for the guys that are there.
Now, you keep saying gentlemen. I'm sure there's plenty of women that
are plenty of women.
Part of
Absolutely.
the Veterans Association by now, right?
There are.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, Anthony, as I understand it, being your uncle, I know these things. You're the state coordinator of the Student Veterans of America program. Is that correct?
Yes. So there are two pieces that I work with. The Student Veterans of America is our national nonprofit organization. They advocate, and they're kind of a liaison through between all of the veterans in America and the congressional leaders, let's say. So advocating for different benefits, for changes, and also advocating for us. Trying to bring us benefits through. There's a great new program called the Employment Initiative. It's a nationwide program that these gentlemen are trying to help out and bring larger corporations, national corporations, and even local, community leaders on board with this employment initiative to help veterans find jobs. So we also take and we do that on a local level. Now the other piece is the Student Veterans Organization. I am the president of the 4 campuses of CCRI now, and what I do is I advocate for those 560 student veterans with our leadership at the campus of CCRI. Our office is out of Warwick. That's primarily where we are. That's where the brunt of the veterans are, is at the Warwick campus. And what we do is we try to get with those guys, find out what they need, get them a career path on board, and then if they have any issues, whether they're getting deployed in the middle of a semester, which is a huge issue, if they have training to go to and they're missing tests, they're missing schoolwork, we try to again advocate for them, and we work with the administration and the staff, trying to make sure that they can do what they need to do in the military and also do what they need to do in their schoolwork. So a lot of challenges, and we try to be right at the forefront of that and advocate for those guys.
Yeah, but it sounds like something really beneficial, I think, to our veterans and people trying to make a transition, to get out there and maybe change a career, which reinventing yourself, as we all know, is pretty important in this economy and getting, to get things accomplished. So many people, I know people my age that are going back to school now and retraining different technical schools and things just so that they can get employed. One of the things I'm particularly proud of you anyway, as my nephew, but one of the things I'm particularly proud of is that I know you've been 8 years, you've been in the Air National Guard, but you've done 4 tours of duty personally in the Middle East and 4 throughout Europe.
I have.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you did there, what you did overseas in Europe and in the Middle East?
I sure can. You have to be very dynamic in the National Guard, and some of those tours were just to do my primary duty, which is I'm an aviation specialist on the C-130s. So that's what most of the 4 tours to the Middle East would consist of, whether it's Afghanistan, Iraq, Qatar, Kuwait. The job pretty much stays the same. It's just long hours, usually in pretty high heat, keeping the airplanes running so we can get our guys fed, get them the ammo they need. That's my job there. I have been to some surrounding countries, and that's in support of the war. So we call that Operation Enduring Freedom. So I've been to Germany several times in support of the war. It's a very large base there, and it's primarily transport again.
In Africa as well, haven't you?
In Africa, that was for more of a public relations mission. That was for last year's International Arms Trade Show in South Africa, in Cape Town. So that was more of a political thing.
Now, Anthony, you seem to, I would imagine our viewers, when they hear you speak and hear some of the things you've done in the National Guard, quite accomplished. You're a young fella. I happen to know, again, you're 27, you're my nephew, so I know these things. At any rate, at your age, you've been in the National Guard now. How did you accomplish all this? Mentoring, you've got 560 student vets just through CCRI alone. There's 1,600 student vets throughout the state of Rhode Island. I know this because you told me. And so how did you get to accomplish all this and move up?
That's a real good question, and it's a lot easier than it sounds. You know, my success has come after plenty of failures. You know, when I was younger, there are, you know, everybody does something younger where they're not too proud of. I had a pretty slow start when I first started.